half of the Exodus transitions to the implications of the covenant relationship in terms of worship and ritual. Such matters are central for organizing life as a people defined by a relationship with the deity. All parts of the community's life come into view. So in the latter half of Exodus, we take a look at the tabernacle and the priesthood. Let me start this thing up. Okay, that's better. And here's a picture of the tabernacle, a diagram. So you see the Holy of Holies. The entrance is over here. Lampstand, table, holy place. The entrance into the Holy of Holies through a veil. And here's the Ark of the Covenant. This was the instructions given to Moses in the wilderness. So now in Leviticus, ritual codes determine the shape of the book of Leviticus. The title means the Levitical book, reflecting the task of the Levites to teach about worship in their role of supporting the priests, the leaders of worship. The whole burnt offering, dedicating one's whole life to Yahweh, was an atoning sacrifice. There was also a cereal offering, suggesting that everyday life is from Yahweh. There was a shared offering in which Yahweh and worshippers shared a sacrificial meal. And there was compensation or reparation offering, making amends for guilt, an offering or sacrifice of atonement. The holiness code is found in Leviticus chapter 17, verse 26. These last chapters of Leviticus instruct the community in how to reflect the holiness of Yahweh in their worship and their community life, again with a view to preparation for worship in the tabernacle. Yahweh is understood to be holy in the sense of completely distinct. And so the holiness code calls the community to live differently, distinctly, in a holy way, set apart, sanctified. This is the essence of holiness in the Old Testament. Okay, this takes us to the book of Numbers. I realize we're speeding through this very quickly. Hopefully you'll take more time to read these books of the Bible on your own with some introduction. Remember, this is an introduction, so it's not an in-depth study. The book of Numbers is named for the numbering of the people with which it begins. Chapter 26 recounts a second census. In broad outlines, this narrative action of the book occurs in three places: in Sinai in the first 10 chapters, in the wilderness in chapters 10 through 20, and then in the Transjordan for the remainder of the action. There are two themes in the book of Numbers. The book exhibits these two primary themes. The first is the right ordering of life as the covenant people of Yahweh. The tabernacle, as is the second theme, is the community's central movable sanctuary at the heart of the community. In the most holy place of the tabernacle stood the Ark of the Covenant, a container for the Decalogue and the most important visible symbol of the divine presence with the community. Another theme, primary theme of the book of Numbers, are the wilderness rebellions. This theme reaches back into early Pentateuch narratives. Following the community's deliverance at the sea, celebrated next Exodus 15, and prior to reaching Sinai, the people complained that they did not have provision for food and water, and that they would die in the wilderness. I jumped ahead of myself. Here's a picture of the encampment of ancient Israel. And you notice that they have north, south, east, and west. But at the heart of the encampment are the Levites surrounding the tabernacle. So that shows God, Yahweh, at the center of their encampment. And now we're back to wilderness rebellions, and here is a picture of Aaron's mistake. I wanted to use a more colloquial, colorful word, but I won't say it. Aaron made a mistake because the people were grumbling that Moses was taking too long up on the mountain of Mount Sinai in that amazing theophany. And so while he was up there getting the Ten Commandments and turning his hair white, the people were grumbling and complaining and wanting a god to worship. And so Aaron foolishly makes them a golden calf, which is a representative, I suppose, of Hathor, the Egyptian cow god. And the theme that runs all the way through this book is that the people keep backsliding and rebelling and complaining, and God gets a little tired of it. So does Moses, probably. So in the first incident after the miracle of the Red Sea, Yahweh provided for them water and quail and manna, which is a bread-like substance. And so Yahweh literally fed them supernaturally on a daily basis and watered them. Later, while Moses was disappeared onto the Mount of Sinai, encountering God and into the divine presence, the people became bewildered and complained. Aaron crafted for them an idol reminiscent of their life in Egypt, and the people indulged in the golden calf rebellion. This rebellious scene leads to a rupture in the covenant relationship, a rupture that must be healed. And once again, a picture of my favorite representation of Moses by Charlton Heston, the actor. Looks like he just came down off the mountain and he had the tablets of stone in his right arm, and with his left arm he's pointing an accusing finger at the rebellious Israelites who could not wait for him to come back before they messed up and sinned again. So this brings us to the route of the Exodus. In Numbers 33, it recounts the journey of the ancient Israelites from Egypt to the edge of Canaan in the Transjordan Plateau. There's been a lot of debate by scholars about the exact identification of the sea that was crossed and the route that was taken. For some odd reason, it took 40 years longer than it should have. The biblical story basically justifies that by saying that because of their sin and rebellion, the adult generation had to die off before they could enter into the land, and so it was delayed for 40 years. Also, I believe it was also the spies that went into the first village or city that they were going to attack and came back and were overwhelmed and were negative about their chances and discouraged the people. So God allowed them to spend 40 years in the wilderness. The locations of the places along the way are literally lost in the sands of time. But generally, there are three proposed routes that scholars discuss. You see, one of them is up here along the coast and then down and over to Kadesh Barnea. That doesn't seem like that would take 40 years, even walking slowly. Another route is down along the Sinai and then all the way down to Mount Sinai or Mount Horeb down here and then back up. That makes a little more sense for a long journey. And then there's another one that cuts right straight through the Arab trade routes in the Sinai Peninsula. We don't know which one they took. Could have been any of the three. So this brings us to the book of Deuteronomy. The Pentateuch concludes with a lengthy book of Deuteronomy. The name literally means the second law. another recounting of the Mosaic tradition of Torah. The book takes the form of a farewell address from Moses. It calls the community to covenant faithfulness on the cusp of a new day. It recounts the Torah in a sermonic context, calling the people to embody the Torah as the covenant people of Yahweh, who has delivered this people in the Exodus from Egypt. Deuteronomy commands, love the Lord your God, or Yahweh your God, with all your heart, with all your soul, and with all your might. One of the famous sentences in the whole Bible, repeated again by Jesus in the Gospels. So some of the Deuteronomic influences that we could talk about. The central issue in Deuteronomy, however, begins with the reality that in the deliverance from Egypt, Israel becomes the covenant people of Yahweh. The question in Deuteronomy is whether Israel will live out that covenant relationship. Their future depends on their decisions, and those decisions are enacted in ethical living, which the book gives extensive instruction of what that looks like. So basically, will they rise up to be the covenant people of God by living ethically and being a distinct people, a different people, a sanctified people, different from the surrounding nations? Or will they become like their neighbors and face moral corruption? So the theological reflection, creation and covenant, the two theological themes that run through this first section of the Hebrew canon are creation and covenant. The Old Testament begins with God as creator of the world and of humans, and he's also the creator of humans, and as the one who provides for life. Genesis 1:28 through 30. That provision carries through the primeval era and on into the ancestral narratives of the book of Genesis, as Yahweh promises the blessing of divine presence leading to a future in the land. That provision is also seen in the shaping of institutions of worship, so that the holy divine presence could continue with the community and provide for life. A second theological theme of what we've seen so far is covenant. Creation, covenant. The Pentateuch contains various expressions of covenant. The Noahic covenant and the ancestral covenant promise are important in Genesis. You remember that God made a covenant with Noah that when he gave the rainbow, that he would never again destroy the earth with flood. And of course, the ancestral covenant promise is given to Abraham, that he would become a father of a multitude and that he would be given Canaan as his inheritance. In the context of the deliverance from the bondage in Egypt, Yahweh reveals a covenant pattern of life for the community of Israel. This covenant revelation comes at Sinai and runs through the priestly texts in the latter part of Exodus, and on through the instruction in worship and holiness in Leviticus and the first part of Numbers. The Pentateuch's concluding book of Deuteronomy is an extensive exhortation on the nature of covenant with the fierce God Yahweh. Okay, that is all we have for today. That concludes part 2 of week 3. I will be back soon with the first part of week 4. We will be going into the former prophets, discussing Samuel, Saul, King David, King Solomon, and I will look forward to seeing you again shortly. Thank you so much. Take care. Bye.